Welcome into Red Empress Tarot. I'm Patty, and I'm here with a new Twin Flame 101 segment talking about demystifying channeling. So one of my subscribers specifically asked me to talk about how I get the messages that I give to you. And so I wanted to come on and do a special segment just about that because I feel like other people are probably interested in that subject too. Now, I want to preface with that I can only speak for myself. I do know that a lot of readers have similar ways of channeling, but we're all going to have unique avenues of getting messages. First, I want to say that I wasn't always like this. I didn't always do this. So in my late 40s, I had an awakening. It was actually after a therapy session where I removed a major block, kind of a lifelong block. I really believe it's what I was here to, or what I have been here to accomplish in this lifetime, or one of the major things. And I really healed that for myself. And the next day, everything was different. My whole perception of the universe, life, of my place in the world was completely different. I could see things, understand things, and hear things, know things in a way that I never did before. So, I don't know how that happens for other people. I know it's not the same for other people, but it was very much an instantaneous thing for me. My power just got kind of switched on. So I know that it's more complex than that. And I had other like mini awakenings throughout my life, but this was the major one. After that, I just knew I could do this. It was almost immediate. So, how do I do it? How do I get messages that I relay to you? Different people have different ways of doing it, and they're usually called clairs, like clairvoyance or 𝗘𝗠𝗣𝗥𝗘𝗦𝗧, but I'm not going to get into a bunch of technical terms. I don't want it to be a long video. So I'm just going to use layman terms about how I do what I do. So let me just give you an overview. I see images in my mind's eye, kind of like you're dreaming or you're thinking about a memory. I hear things, and it's usually my own voice within myself. It's not like I hear a voice coming from somewhere else or someone else's voice. Almost never. Every once in a while I get something like that, but it's pretty rare. I get intuitive hits where I just know something that I didn't know a few minutes before, which is very interesting. It just kind of filters into my brain. I sometimes will have a scent that comes up for me. That's not as often, but it does come up for me. So I'll smell like lavender or a cooking smell or gasoline, or it's all kinds of things that are nowhere near me. And I always kind of investigate because I want to know if that's coming from somewhere, but sometimes it's specifically to give me an intuitive hit on something. Those are the major ways that I get what I get. A lot of times when I'm hearing something, it's a song lyric. I get that all the time. I'm very hooked into music. And so I think spirit knows that. What do I mean by spirit? So to me, spirit, universe, God is all interchangeable. I believe it's all where we come from and where we go back to. I believe it is a good thing. And I don't split hairs about those terms. I do feel it's the same. I do have a spirit team that is all around me. It's comprised of people that I knew in life that have passed over, ancestors from my own family in this lifetime that I didn't know, and other entities. And there's a bunch, and I haven't even tried to meet them all. First time I saw them, they were in kind of a serpentine line going way off into the horizon. So there's a lot of them. I think that was to show me how many there are. After that first time, they're all crowded around like they're in an auditorium, and they basically fill up like a stadium auditorium. So there's a lot of people behind me. I recognize some that are very in the forefront. I have a main guide that is one of my ancestors that I only met once in this lifetime before they passed over. And so I have this spirit team that is always feeding me information. I believe that when I tap into your energy, I get messages from your guides as well. I believe that I get messages from my own higher self, and I believe that my own higher self is actually part of my spirit team. So I don't want to get too deep into that. You can get really into the weeds with that. But that's where I believe it comes from. And let me give you an example of something that I see. So I'm a member of a Facebook group that practices building intuition. I joined it at the very beginning, years back, and it's been very, very helpful for me understanding what I can do and what my abilities are, and helping other people now build theirs. And I'm very into that. I really enjoy it. So there was an exercise on a wall, and it was a teacup that was turned over, and there was something inside the teacup. It was a picture of that they posted, and they asked what's inside the teacup. And the first image that flashed into my brain was a mouse. And then my brain immediately rejected that. I'm like, no one put a mouse in a teacup. That's crazy. And so I rejected that. So I thought again, okay. And then what popped into my head was green, just the color green, and then a clover. And I'm like, okay. So I posted my response, and I said, look, first I thought it was a mouse, then I thought it was crazy, and then I thought it was green, and then I thought it was a clover. And so a couple days later, when they posted the answer, it turned out that there was a dollar bill folded up under the cup. And so there was something green, so that was completely accurate. However, when you turned the cup over, inside the teacup were all these little line drawing pictures of different things, one of which was a mouse and one of which was a clover. And so my intuition was on point the whole time, and that is one of the beginning things that taught me to really trust what I get. And then I started doing readings on the wall there for other people, and everything was accurate. They always give you feedback, and I got almost 100% accuracy. I have a harder time with objects, but I read people really, really well. And so I've always done that my whole life. I just couldn't articulate that I understood people's emotions and how they felt without them telling me. I'm a strong empath. And so now I understand that much better. So that's kind of how I do it. I mean, I hear things, I see images, I just know things, and I really work hard to blurt out everything that comes in. Sometimes things go too fast and I miss something, and then later on, oh, I should have said that. I really learn to trust what comes into me. And I think that that's the difference between someone that uses their intuition and reads and stuff like that than someone that's just like beginning or building it or hasn't tapped into it yet. Is just that I have learned to trust it, because I've learned that it's almost always right. And it's not always the way that I think it's going to be too. It's really interesting. Sometimes I'll get an image of something and I'll formulate a story in my head based on my own personal experiences on what that thing means. But then I say the word, and someone has a huge aha moment, but it's not exactly what I thought. So Spirit gives me things, so I'll say a word to give you the aha moment. And so I don't really always understand what I'm saying, but it makes sense to you, and that's all that matters, because all I am is a conduit for relaying messages that come from Spirit that you need, that can help you going forward in your life. And that's what I'm all about. I am a twin flame, and it's my mission work, or a big part of my mission work, to go out and help you get through this journey. It's really tough. I love reading for all kinds of circumstances, and I do that. Just twin flames are special to my heart. So I hope that demystified how I channel. I hope that helped you. I'm going to be doing some future segments. After this, I'm going to be doing a segment on magic. What is that all about? I've been hearing that a lot in videos from a lot of readers in my own readings, and I want to talk about what that really means and take the woo-woo out of it, so we understand when someone talks about magic, what we mean. All right? Take care. I love you guys, and I'll see you later.